So let's be sure that we are streaming live on the different platforms, Facebook and YouTube. Okay, before we okay, so let's also share the stream link to others. Okay, so we are connected back. Looking for a way to share this. All right, um, my people, I welcome you to this third edition of our live coding. And in this particular video, in this particular session, we are going to be completing the journey we started some days ago. You know, last week we started a journey on how to create a blog with Python. Of course, you know that we are building this from scratch. We started from the HTML to CSS, then to Bootstrap, which we use for the JavaScript and so on, and then to our Python, and now we are trying to finish it up. So let me not waste much time because I don't have enough time. We are going to open that our file. So I like showing the process so that if you are a beginner or you are just joining us, you will see everything. Okay, so you can see that immediately I opened my Visual Studio Code, it went ahead to activate my virtual environment. And that is because of the way that I set this my work environment. Okay, if you want to know more about how to do that, I'll be making a new video on that, or you can check my YouTube channel. You will find the videos there. So let's activate our server to see where we stopped from our last um, class. So we run Python manage.py run server. I think my server is slowing down a little bit, but it just picked up now. Okay, so this was where we stopped last, I think 2 days ago. This was where we stopped 2 days ago. So we were making a blog website. As you can see here, you can see that this is a typical blog website. But, you know, we are just learning. But you can beautify this to look the way you would want it to look. But this is just a very simple one-page website. Okay, you know, we cannot do this within just few hours, and that's why um, we we chose to do a one page. Hello, Chidera. You're welcome. So let us proceed. Now, we already know where we are. We just finished with the setup of our template. So I promised you that today I am going to be teaching you how to render a dynamic template, and that is what we are going to do. So we control our template or the display or the view of our website from this folder, which is templates. If you are just joining us, please make sure that after this session that you go to my page and my YouTube channel to find the other videos that we did, and then you follow it up. It will help you to understand what we are actually doing here. So let's create a new file inside of that templates. I am going to call it layout.html. Some people can call it base, but it doesn't have a specific naming convention. You can typically call it anything you like. So, but I chose to call it layout.html because it is more descriptive. When somebody looks at it, the person will automatically know that this is the layout of this particular website. So I call it layout.html. So what I will do is I will go to this page, which is my home page. Let me pull this one down. I'll go there and I'll copy from the head to the menu, or where the navigation ended. So this is where my navigation ended. You can see it. I will just copy everything, cut it off from here, and put it inside this layout, because what we actually want to do is to make sure that each of the pages, different pages, are rendering inside the layout instead of rendering outside. So this will help you to make sure that you are consistent, that the colors or your design is consistent, as well as it will also help you not to repeat yourself, because sometimes the developers tend to repeat themselves, and it is very bad because most of the time it is very difficult to maintain such an application. So it is always of a very big advantage to render a dynamic website. So most people say that backend is difficult, but if you follow me properly here, you will see that backend is a very simple. So I'll go down to where my footer started, and that is from this place where my body ended, and I will also cut it off. So you can see that virtually all the HTML is gone, and it is now inside this layout.html. So let me just station it properly. Okay, so now, and then what we now have is only the content that the home is going to render. If you have other pages, it is only the content that that page will render that you are going to push from the page. All other contents that are the same will be rendered through the layout. For instance, you know that the navigation will be the same throughout the whole website. The footer will be the same throughout the website. So there is no need to repeat them. in every other pages. So that's why we have to move them into the layout and then render each of the pages so that it is only the content of those pages that are coming out from those pages. So that is what we are actually doing. So what I will do now is, let me just do something here to make this look a little bit uh, smooth, just to reduce the indentation. Okay, so this is what we have. So what we will need now do is we come into the layout, or whatever you called it, and we are going to go inside of this place at this point where we want to start rendering this website. So from here, we are going to say, let's give a space, yes, actually, but it doesn't matter though. So what we are going to do now is we are going to use Django tag. So the Django tag we use here is this. So we have a curly bracket with a percentage inside it. This is Django tag. And what we are going to say here is we are saying that we want to render a block content here. Block content. Then below it, we are going to end the block. So anything you render, you also end it. So we can say end block, or you can also use end block content. It doesn't matter which naming convention you use. You can still call it anything. You can say block body, block main, block footer, block whatever. But just know that the content that you are rendering, that particular page, which is home, about, blog pages, and so many other pages, they are this block content that you are rendering here. So what we are going to also do again is that we are going to come to this particular, at the top of each of those pages, and we're going to use another Django tag, the same Django tag, and we now say extends, because we want to extend it, extends. And what we actually want to extend here is we want to extend this page to the layout.html. So we are now extending this page, everything.html, and below it, we are going to also use the Django tag again. This thing we now identify, render into the layout.html. So we say block content. We are going to come below it and then end the block here. So this is end block. So end block does not have space within it. Now, if you come to our server and rerun this server again, you are going to notice that everything will still work. You can see, okay, it says template syntax error, block tag takes only one argument. So it seems like we have a problem, so which is here on this place. We can see on line 32, we did not say end block. Instead, we wrote block instead of writing end block. So what we are going to do is we are going to go to that layout.html, and you can see it here. So this is end block and not block. So if we should rerun this server again, I think everything is going to work perfectly. So let's go to the website and refresh it again. Now you can see we have the same website. Now let me show you the magic. Now, of course, we have another page there, which is, if you go to the views.py, you can see we have our about page. So let us create it here on the templates, just to show you what these things can do. So let's call it about.html. Now this time around, we are not going to create a menu for it because it already has a menu. But what we are going to use this block to render it directly into the layout.html. So I'm going to just copy this thing because I don't want to start typing it because of time. Then we are going to do what? End block. Sorry, is going to be inside the Django tag, which is end. Now let me do something here. Let's say H1 and let it be welcome to about page. And let's have it as a class. You know, we are using Bootstrap, and you can see we don't have any Bootstrap in this about page, but because it is going to render into the layout.html, everything is going to work perfectly. So let's say class text dash center, just to align the text to center, and let's say bg, just to give it a background, bg dark and text light. Just go to our views.py to return, instead of returning http response, we now return render. We now return render to be able to render that page, and we are not going to return this particular string here, but we are going to return a request and the page, which is going to be about.html. And if we actually, let's do something on the layout so that it can, okay, so now if we actually go to the website, refresh it, and go to about page, if you click here, you will see it takes us to the about page. And the reason why it's not showing actually here is because we have this menu, so it is rendering below it. So what we are going to do now to be able to see what we come here and give it a margin my5, and also give it a little padding of maybe 3, and let's see this again. So you can see what we have here is welcome to about page, and it has a dark background because we gave it a dark background here, bg dark. Okay, so if you want it to be a red background, we can say bg danger syntax. Let us refresh this page. You can see it is now red color. Okay, so this is very simple. This is actually very simple. So you can create so many pages without having to repeat yourself all the time. So this is just what I intend to teach you and what I promised to teach today. Now we are going to go ahead to teach more things, because this is not what you are expecting from a blog website actually. Apart from that, the fact that you have home here and you have all these things, but these things are not coming from the database, it is not coming from the back end, but we want it to come from our back end. And that is the major reason why we are building this particular blog. So let us do that. So let's come back to our code and let's do some magic. So remember what I said 2 days ago in our previous class. I said that Django follows a model or a structure, an engineering structure we call MVT. So MVT stands for Model View Templates. So here we have our Django model. You can see models.py, and then here you see the view, and here you see the templates. Now, it doesn't actually mean that other ones are not important, but this is the model or the structure the Django follows. So for models represent the informations that are coming from our database, or the informations that we store on our database. So it is just like a database structure. So it is some class or object that represents a table on our database. So instead of learning SQL, Python gave us a Django, which also gave us ORM. So what is ORM? ORM means object relational mapper or object relational mapping. So object relational mapping is a way of, writing objects as if in form of the fact that it represents a relational or a structured query language. We have SQL, which is SQL, structured query language, or so structured query language is called structure because okay, so everything is going to be written from scratch. So let's go to that. I am going to close all these ones so that we don't actually make mistake. So let's go to the models. So what we are going to create now is the ability of the user to log in or create account. So because the person is supposed to be able to create an account so that they can log in. Okay, this is very important. They should be able to create an account, log in, then reset their password, and be able to receive an email from the website giving them access to reset their password. Then when they reset their password, they can log in with the new password, as well as create a post and other things. So these are the things that we're going to be doing. If we don't finish it today, tomorrow we still have time. Tomorrow we come again and finish it up. But rest assured that we are going to finish this particular website. Okay, so let's go to the models.py because we want to work with the models. And by default, Django has imported a database model for us. So that's where you see from django.db import models. So it says now create your own model. So we are going to create some models here. But the first thing is that the model we are going to create here, so we are going to first of all, I want to first of all do some certain things before I start doing anything. So I want to show you a little example of what this thing can be like, and then we will go ahead to create other ones by ourselves. So let's just create a model for um, post. Okay, a model for post. So we can just say class, and then we can call it post, and it's going to inherit from models.model. Then the post is going to have a title, and it's going to be a character field. So character field will take in characters. That's A, B, C, D. So that's what this thing represents. And then it will have a maximum length of 200 characters. So you are not going to type more than 200 characters. Then it's going to have the post content, and it's going to be a text field. So in the sense that it's going to be a very large area of text so that you can type large quantity of text. So it can take other arguments here, but for now I am going to leave it this way. Then it's also going to take the date posted, and this is going to be a date time field. And auto add now true. uh, so this is to be able to, once you create this post, it automatically add the date, so you don't need to add the date by yourself or the time when the post was made by yourself. It does that automatically. So that's what auto add now is. So when you set it to true, it actually means that auto add now is going to work. But if you set it to false, then uh, it's going to um, so this one will be, we also add, let's add one argument here. And this is, we don't want it to be blank. So blank, we set it to false. We don't want it to be blank. Okay. Also the title, we also don't want the title to be blank. So we can set it to false because we don't want them to be blank. Or rather, let's set it to true for now. If we don't do it that way, there could be some issues. So let's set it to true for now. Okay. We can also do that for this one. Blank is equal to true. So we are done with that. So for now, we don't have a model for who posted it because we don't have the users for now. Okay, so this is the the model that I have. So then let us have this function underscore str let's have this return self the title. So this is just to be able to return the title of the post in the database or in the admin. So we are done with this. So what we need to do, we are moving from models to the view. So we are going to bring in this particular model into the view so that we can be able to render it into the templates. So we are going to go to the view and we come to the top here. I don't actually need this one for now. And I'm going to say from dot models, from dot models import post, because what we have now is a post model. Import post, because we want to import this particular model here, and we want to import this post model into our views so that we can be able to work with it. So, and the place where we want to have that is in the home. So if we want to bring the post into the home, the home page is where we have this blog. You can see it here. So if we want to bring it into the home page, then we want to work it out in the home page. So what we are going to do here is we are going to assign a variable and set it to be equal to post.object. So this is what we call query selector in Django. I'll be talking about it more in my YouTube channel. So make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel so that anytime I do these videos, you are going to receive a notification to watch that video. Okay, it's very important. And if you follow my YouTube channel very well, you will notice that within some short period of time, you begin to write your own programs. So these things are very simple, and most of the time they tell you, they discourage you that back-end engineering or back-end development, that it is very stressful and all that, it is very difficult and all that. But it is not difficult, it is very simple to do, but it is just you taking your time to see how things are done. Okay, so object dot filter, or should I filter it? So object dot all. So if you want to see other query selectors, you can come to W3 School, or you can go to Django official website. You will see it there. So post.object.all. So this is because I want to get all the things, all the items on the post model. So, and I am assigning it to this variable, which is post. Then, okay, so then we need a context to be able to return this, but there are other ways to do that. So other ways to do that is either I have a context, and then within the context I will return post.post, or I can also come here and add it as a parameter inside this render function. And what I will do is, this is going to be a dictionary of posts. So this is going to be a dictionary like this. So let's go to now we are done with the views. So this is very simple and straight to the point. So what we did here is that we are getting all informations that is going to be on the model that is called post, and we are getting them, then putting them inside the views. So from this view we can put it into the HTML so that people can see it. So that is what is happening. So the HTML represents the front end, while the views controls the communication between the front end and the back end. So it serves as a mediator between the front end and the back end. So we are going to be looking at so many things like REST API and so on. So be sure to stick to this channel. Okay, so the next thing I will do is I will go to my home page. Then I am going to do some magic here. What I am going to do is I am going to remove some of these things that do not serve me anymore. So let me remove some of these cards. I will remove this one. I will also remove this. So if you can see clearly, we have only one card now. We have only one card. If I refresh this website now, you see we only have one card. So what I will do is I am going to do something, which is I am going to add a Django tag here, and inside this Django tag I will use a for loop to get all the contents out. So I can also do something like this. I can also come here and inside this place, which is the I think, where is the title? So let's look at how they structured it. So you can see there is no title of this blog, but what it only had was, it has a little bit of the description here. So let us do that. So instead of having that description there, we can change it to be to receive input from to receive those information from our backend. So we are going to use this this uh, this type of tag, and we are going to say that we want to get post.title. So I am just doing this like this for now. Then what next? Let's close our server and run python manage.py run server. Sorry, not actually run server, but python manage.py make migrations. Sorry about that. So python manage.py make migrations. So make migrations, we create that particular model into our database, while migrate is going to make sure that everything is stored on the database. So let's do that. Python manage.py migrate. Now, if we go to our website and refresh it, it is not online now. So what we are going to do is to run python manage.py run server. Okay, the server is now running. Let's go back to this, refresh it. You can see it is empty, nothing is there. I will still show you how to display empty content if it is not, if the database is empty. Else you return what the content of the database is. So let us go to admin first. So we can 127.0. Then /admin. You know, we created an admin last week. I don't remember the password I used, but I think it is this test 123. I think this should be the password. But else, if this is not working for me, I am going to create another super user. So let's create another super user. So python manage.py create super user. Then I am going to call it prof2. Then it's going to be test 123. Sorry, I will leave the email empty, and then the password is going to be test 123. Test 123. And it said this password is short and blah blah blah. I want to override it. Okay, so I've created it now. I can then run python manage.py run server. Okay, so we can go back to our website again. I will say I will use prof2, and the password is test123. So we log in. So we are now logging. So, but you can see that our post is not showing inside our admin. So what we need to do is we can go to admin.py. So look for admin.py in your application, and here we can register that model. So the first thing is to import that model. So we can also do from .model import post. Okay, and we can then register it. So to register it, we use admin.register, and admin.register, and it's going to be post. So we are registering the post. So if the server rerun and we refresh, we should be able to find that post. Let's close this server and run it again. Yeah, let's see. Okay, there is something we are not getting right. Admin.register post. Let's see the model again. Okay, let's look at the documentation for that. So let's go to Django documentation from here. And then we look for models. Django model. Sorry, admin. Or let's ask ChatGPT for assistance. So let's ask him how to register a model on Django admin. So remember, we are also working with AI. So wherever we find it difficult, we also refer back to the admin. So this thing. So this is how it works. If you look at here, you see the name of the model, and in the admin, you now say from dot model. So I think what okay, from dot models import post. So what we did here is actually correct. So it's going to be admin.site.register. So that is where we made a mistake. Admin.site.register. So that's is going to solve our problem. So I think if we refresh this, so you can see we have posts automatically. And from here, we have there is no post there, so we can add a post here. And you can see where to put the post title. So let's just say my first post about websites. So now the admin is the one posting this. So later on, we will still give the user the ability to also make a post. But for now, it is only the admin that can make a post. So I can just copy this just because I don't have the time. Sorry, I can copy it and just continue to paste it here just to have some posts, some default posts. And I will save it. You can see I now have one post in the admin. But if I come to the front end and do a refresh, nothing happens. Nothing happens because I did not bring it in properly. And it's not that it's not working, because if you come here and refresh this server, you are going to see that it is reporting 200 code here, which means that everything is okay. So it's just the way you are bringing in that tag. So let's go to the home and do something there. So we can use a for loop here to render that with Django tag. So let's have this and say for posts in posts. For post in post, then we can end for here. I think I need to stop for now because I know that by now some people might no longer be understanding me, but I need everybody to be on the same page. So we are using for loop here, and you can see that immediately I added that for loop, the other ones, every other thing that is found here disappears. So I am going to solve this problem, but that actually means that we are not getting it right. So let's use post, and let's use anything. Let's try it one more time. So this is now returning. So what we need to do now is we can say post dot let's use content actually and see if this will give me the content of the post. Post dot content. So the issue is that this is where the problem is coming from, because this place has a little issue. So you can also work directly by telling the ChatGPT how you structured your model and what you want to return into the HTML. So let me show you that. Let it be the last thing I will show you before I go. So let's copy this. Okay, so this is the model. We have copied it. So we can go to the ChatGPT. Where is it? And we will tell it network is actually disturbing the ChatGPT. I want it to stop. So I will tell it I have this in my model. I'll paste it, and this in my views. I'll copy the content of the view as well for the home. So I'll go to view, and for the home, I'll copy it, come back and paste it. Then I'll tell it to give me the posts in the HTML page. So let's see what it will say. So it is just making sure that everything we have there is correct. So you can see everything. And so you can see what we just did for post in post. So, but what he did here is that instead of it assigned the variable as post. It doesn't actually matter, right? Anything you name the variable is what it will bear here. But let us just follow the convention from that was given to us by ChatGPT, just to show you that these things are now easy. In fact, the world is very easy now. So, in fact, instead of changing everything, I can just okay, let's do this. So it's still the same thing. You can see that it is still post.object.all, and it is still returning render HTML, and it is also giving us this, just that